I was on a long road trip last winter, driving through rural highways in the middle of nowhere. The snow had been falling hard for hours, and the further I went, the less civilization there seemed to be. My GPS had lost signal a while back, and the only light came from my headlights, reflecting against endless white flakes. After almost dozing off at the wheel, I knew I had to stop for the night. That's when I spotted a flickering neon sign just off the road. Rosewood Motel. Vacancy. The place looked half abandoned. Paint peeled off the walls. Only 2 cars sat in the parking lot, and a single light flickered over the office door. But at that point, I didn't care. I just needed a bed and some rest. Inside the office, the clerk barely looked up from his old television set. He was a gaunt, pale man with deep eye bags, and his voice was raspy, like he hadn't spoken to anyone in days. "You'll want room 6, he said before I even asked. Last one left. I glanced at the key on the counter, rusty brass with a faded number 6 tag. Something about the way he slid it toward me made my skin crawl, but exhaustion pushed me past the unease. Room 6 was at the very end of the lot. The door was stiff, and when I pushed it open, a strong, musty smell hit me. Inside, the room was freezing. The heater rattled like it was dying, and the carpet was so stained it looked like shadows had soaked into it permanently. Still, the bed was there, and that was enough. I collapsed onto it and was out within minutes. I woke up sometime later, unsure what had disturbed me. The room was dark, except for the dim orange glow of the motel sign seeping through the curtains. Then I heard it, a faint scratching sound. Not from the walls, not from outside, from under the bed. I froze, barely breathing. It went quiet. I told myself it was mice, maybe pipes creaking. I almost convinced myself, until the sound came again, sharper this time. Scratch, scratch, scratch. It was steady, intentional. Gathering courage, I leaned over the side of the bed and lifted the blanket edge. The darkness underneath seemed impossibly deep, but I didn't see anything. My heart pounded so hard I thought it might burst. Just as I was about to pull back up, I heard something whisper from the shadows under the bed. Too late to leave. I bolted upright, flipped on the lamp and scrambled back. The room was empty. The scratching had stopped, but the air felt heavier, colder. I told myself it was exhaustion, maybe a nightmare bleeding into reality. I left the lamp on and tried to sleep again, telling myself morning would make everything normal. But then came the knock. 3 slow, deliberate knocks on the door. I called out, "Hello?" No answer. Another 3 knocks, louder this time. I peeked through the curtain. The parking lot was empty. The clerk's car was gone. The other 2 cars were gone too. I turned back toward the door and noticed something carved into the wood that hadn't been there before. Scratched letters, uneven and jagged. "Stay." My stomach dropped. I grabbed my bag, shoved everything inside, and ran for the door. But when I twisted the handle, it wouldn't turn. The lock wouldn't budge. It was like the metal itself had melted shut. Behind me, the scratching started again. Not under the bed this time, from the closet. Slow, steady scratches, like long fingernails dragging against wood. I backed away, every instinct screaming at me to get out. The closet door trembled with each scratch. Then it creaked open. Inside was nothing but darkness, a void. I couldn't even see the back wall. And then 2 pale hands gripped the door frame and pulled something forward. A face, hollow eyes, stretched grin, leaning out as if it had been waiting for me. I grabbed the bedside lamp and hurled it toward the door. The bulb shattered, plunging the room into complete blackness. And in that blackness, I heard it move, fast, across the carpet, toward me. I don't remember how I got out. The next thing I recall, I was standing in the snow outside, gasping for breath. The motel behind me was dark. No lights, no cars, no neon sign, just a dead, empty building. Room 6's door hung open, swaying slightly in the wind. When I looked back at the road, my car was there, engine running, keys still in the ignition, like it had never been touched. I didn't question it. I drove. I didn't stop until the sun was high in the sky. Later, when I checked online, I couldn't find any listing for a Rosewood motel in that area. Some people said it had burned down years ago. Others swore it was never there at all. But sometimes, late at night, when I close my eyes, I still hear that whisper in the dark, too late to leave.